good morning, Josh.
Hey!
As always.
In the best of tradition, filming after the fact.
Yeah. Okay.
So, this morning, I think we got the leak. So what I'm gonna do, what we're gonna do, is we're gonna set up the pump, which connects to a skimmer, which connects to two intakes. And the idea behind that is that the water draws whatever's on the floor, the stagnated water, and puts it up there through the filter. This is a skimmer, so whatever's floating towards the top will come in through there. This is just an extension cord. But if you saw the video of me making this thing, you have all these slots, and then you have a net, because if your fish are small, they'll go down in there. Now, the fish will go in here a little bit bigger, but they can still become trapped in here, and the suction will plug it up, and of course it'll drown that thing. Then the other thing is we're making a air bubbler. Now, in the one over there, on the number one, this thing is bigger. It goes closer to the edges, and of course it has a 1-inch hose just going up there. On this one, we're going to make it smaller, keep it towards the center so the fish can go around the sides. Here, we're going to bring the pipe up to here and then run it along here to that little shelf that's up here. Look up here. There's a little shelf up there that will handle 2 pumps. One for this tank and one for that tank. I'm going to change that plug out to a 3 plug, and then that single plug there I will put in that corner so that we can plug this pump to it. Here you'll have the 2 pumps. You can plug in the vacuum whenever you need it, or you know, whatever you need, there'll be some power there. And that'll be enough to do the 2 pumps and then have accessories for both sides, for both tanks. So I will do that as we go along. Right now, we're trying to get this thing to work, and we're going to go from there. Now, right now, this is not level. What we found out in that other one over there is that if this is slanted like this, which it will be because this is slanted down this way, so we will have to bring in some sandbags and level this all the way out. If it's not level, then what happens is the water gets in there and the air is not strong enough to push it. So it has to be level, so when the air comes in, it comes out on all sides. Now, right now it doesn't have any holes in it. On that one over there, we had made it every 15 centimeters, right? Every 15?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, every 15. And it seems to be working okay, so I'm going to stay with that 15, or maybe even 10, because this is a lot smaller than the one over there. I'll go every 10.
Okay.
I'll go every 10, here, here, and on those pipes over there.
Okay.
And then what we'll do is we'll put some water in here, so it covers the air and the intakes. And turn the pump on.
Okay.
Now, what we might have to do, because this will be sucking in a lot of air, is put a plug here, or unplug this here. I had cut this before because on tank number 1 we had gone down to 80 centimeters, so I had cut this because originally it was set for this level here, which is 30 centimeters from the top. So all I did is reassemble this. So we can put enough water in here to cover this, and then it'll suck water through here, over here, and pump it into the filters. I think that's what we'll do, so we don't have to plug this thing up. And then let it run. If everything works well, the air is coming and all those things here, this thing won't be so deep that we can't move this around and re-level it or whatever, you know. Of course, the air will be tested when it's only this much water, so it's a lot easier than trying to dive to get into this thing. But once we test the air, then we'll fill this thing up so it covers this. Or actually, you know what, we can even take this pipe over here and go right here.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. So as soon as it covers those, this will be covered because the thing will go down this way. It'll have enough water to suck into here. Actually, we have to put a little bit more because that thing is 12,000 liters per minute. It'll suck up whatever water you have in here quick. Yeah, so anyway, we'll put enough water for it to run.
Okay.
And we'll try it out, see how it runs. You know, we'll fill this thing out so it starts coming out for here and go from there. So it'll work. It's gonna work.
Okay.
All right.
Good
All right,
job.
let me finish this and then I'll show you.
Okay. See you.
Bye. Okay guys, so there it is. There's the pump. That hose is a little bit too big for this half-inch line here, but I just need enough air to show me that all the air, all the holes are going to fire. And then what we did is we put some block in the corners and we tied it. Hey, I'm in the camera, the OG. And then we tied them to the blocks so that they won't float. And then there's the pump, all ready to go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the remainder of this water so we can clean the bottom of this. Yesterday we cleaned this one and we cleaned number 2. So today we'll get the rest of this water and then get the remaining water that we need from here. This water used to be here and here. So we shuffled water around. It's perfectly good water except for the very bottom where everything settled. So yeah, let's fill this thing up and see what happens. All right, here we go. This pump is a 1 horsepower, and as you can see, it's 1 horsepower. It's 1 horsepower, 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 moves around water really fast, so it shouldn't take very long. Okay, so there it is. It's got bubbles all the way around. This corner here actually looks like the rest of it, except we shut it down before we filmed. So now it's pushing the water out. But it's been leveled all the way around, weighted down. These had to be weighted down because they were floating and causing that air bubbler to go out of whack. So there it is. All right, so we're going to continue to fill this thing in, then we'll try out the pump. Okay, so I pumped this water from number 3 into number 4. I moved the pump into number 5. But before I continue to pump on this thing here, I am going to plug in this pump and see what it does. And there's stuff floating around the water there, so I threw a few nets in here, and let's see what happens. Okay, so I plugged it in. And as you can see, it's coming up. I actually plugged it and unplugged it a few times because it is so quiet you can't hear it. I've got the camera right here next to it, and there's no sound, so that's good. All right, let it run for a little bit, see what it does. It's coming up pretty quick, so let it run and I'll let you know. Okay, so there it goes. And we checked on this, and on that little wall by the pipe, there's a little bit of saturation there, and a little bit of saturation there, but it's not something that you can't live with. So we could feasibly use it right now. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this thing up all the way up to that line there, and then let this bad boy run. But right now I need to unplug it because I need that plug, and then we'll go from there. What do you think? Very good. Okay. Okay, I got this up and running. Since I'm trying to filter all this water here, I have done something a little bit different. I added a filter here and there, these two places, so it picks up stuff coming from this compartment with a net to the next compartment with a net, and then when it goes to the third compartment, it'll pick up some extra stuff there. And then in the third compartment, I have 4 shell and 6 rock with 1 filter at the end. Now, what I am going to have to do, because these compartments are fairly deep, I will have to elevate that stuff so that it's closer to the top as it's going towards that blue filter there. So maybe Woon came up with an idea. Maybe we'll come up with some little stools that fit down in there, little plastic stools, and then set the shell on top of that, so that it sits just like that stone is sitting right now, kind of that volcanic rock, kind of sitting towards the top, so it catches everything as it's going down that way. But I am going to let this thing run all night. The worst that can happen is the filters clog up, this thing overfills, and this thing is empty in the morning. But other than that, I'm gonna let it run and see what it does. As you can see right here, as the water is going in, all the trash, everything floating on top. I see all the trash and everything floating as the water is getting sucked into the pump. It's there. So all I need to do is actually get a net and scoop it up. Yeah, okay. Let it run, see what happens tomorrow. Okay. Thanks for watching.
ขอบคุณเจ้า
See you next time.
แล้วปะกันแฮมไมนะเจ้า
See you.
บ๊ายบาย